Hello, this is Aisley Jackson with the City of Savannah. I'm the Zoning Use and Business Location Approval Coordinator with the City of Savannah. And in this video, I'm going to do a quick overview of the business location approval process. All right, first thing you want to do is you want to go to the business location page, and you can go there with the URL shortcut up here, www.savannahga.gov/business approvals. All right, and that's approvals with the S on the end. When you hit enter, that's going to bring you to the business location approval page, where we are already. The URL will change here, then but this is the page. The business approval is required for all businesses that are located in the city limits of Savannah. It's formally called the business approval or zoning approval prior to attaining a business tax certificate. All right. So what that's saying is before you can get your business license, this is a prerequisite. You may have some other prerequisites, and you would get all your prerequisite approvals listed them from the City of Savannah Revenue Department, who issues the business tax certificates, which some people call a business license, but in Savannah we call it a business tax certificate. Now, the BLA process is an opportunity to confirm that the proposed use is permitted in the property zoning district and that the structure meets applicable building and fire code requirements. You can go to the BLA process flowchart by clicking here to get a map or process overview of the process, a visual. All the businesses operating in the City of Savannah are required to have a business tax certificate, aka business license, and must submit the business tax certificate application. So you will contact the City of Savannah's Revenue Department at this number here. This is a link to the business tax certificate, and that's the business license. The business approval is not the business license, but it's a prerequisite. And so what you would do, you would click here to go to the online business approval application. In this video, I'm not going to click on that. I'm going to, there'll be another video for the instructions when you go to that application, and I'll walk through that application with you in a separate video. This is just an overview of the process. If your business is based from your home, then you would click here. Based from your home. That doesn't mean that you're having clients and business coming to your home. So if you're a cleaning service or a photographer or some type of business that go out to service your clients or to perform whatever business services or retail, or if you're an online business that ship out stuff, click here so that you can fill out and submit the home occupation agreement form. This here will inform you of the stipulations and guidelines and rules for businesses that are based from your home. So make sure that you do that. You will do that after the step one. Complete that, then you'll come back to the page and do step 1A, home occupation agreement. All right. Then these are be submitted online through the online portal, so you don't have to download anything and scan and to send. Step 2, while you're waiting, this process here takes anywhere from 7 to 10 business days on average. Just depends on the volume of applications we have, along with your application, the quality of the information you have. Make sure you have a correct or legitimate address. There's several different reasons or that may delay, but you follow this directions on this video, it will minimize you having mistakes and delays in your application and in our process. And we'll cut down on emails and phone calls that also take up a lot of our review time in order to process these applications and get it back to you in a timely manner. All right, while you're waiting on the approval, which will come to the email address that you place on the application. So make sure you have the email address on there. You check your email frequently. You can proceed with step 2 as far as the application. They won't accept the application or process it rather until you receive approval, step 1. However, I always suggest and urge people to contact the City of Savannah Revenue Department and start working on the forms or different things you need along with the business tax certificate form, so that you will be ready by the time you obtain your business location approval letter in step 1. All right. On the application, you'll see a section talking about the PIN, parcel identification number. For 90% of the businesses, it's not really important that they place that on the application and they can skip it. However, this is information so that you can determine your PIN. We really need the PIN when there are addresses that are what we call not good addresses, or addresses that have a building that has multiple addresses and units in there, or if it's a vacant lot for a new construction, different things, reasons where lots or properties have multiple addresses. Sometimes there's confusion in what the management or property owner / landlord gives the tenant and what the post office delivers mail to actually the legal address that we have in our system. So this is how you can find your PIN. Encode Viewer is where you can find the City of Savannah zoning code in the principal use table, so that you can get some preliminary information on the zoning use and categories for what you're applying for. So I'll go through some of that in the video going over the zoning application. Here's my information, point of contact. I just suggest, if you submit an application, give us at least 3 business days before you contact in regards to checking on the status of the application, unless I've previously talked to you and it's something very, 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 very urgent. Otherwise, if it is something that you want to rush or something, give us 3 business days so that we can actually in process the application, assign a review number, so that when you contact me, I can actually look it up and pull that data, and then we can possibly do a rush on it. All right. If you're doing a food truck, this is just a link to a food truck or a tour business, a link to starting a tour business. However, before you sign a lease, we highly, 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 highly recommend and suggest that you get the business location approval completed, so that you can make sure that the use is permitted in that zoning district before you commit to a lease. All right. And these are the 2 different tracks that you can will end up following your application when we're processing track A or track B. Review that at your leisure or opportunity, but mainly one track is you're doing very similar or the same use as the previous business that was there in this space before you. So if there were an office and you're using it for office, it's typically is going to follow track A. But if you were at a place that was an office, say it was a bank and you're converting it to a restaurant, you're going to follow track B. Once I look at the zoning, you're going to be a change of use or a change of occupancy class, and you're going to go through the building permit process. And that's a process where your zoning is going to be fine. Your complete approval will be pending the completion of your building permits and whatever CO, certificate of occupancy or certificate of completion, that you must obtain. All right, and I'll go through that, but you just follow up, with email and that communication, and we'll be able to track that process with you with our other departments. But we will need you to notify us when you obtain your permits, and send me a copy of your permit numbers, and we'll stay in communication. And when we stay in communication via email a lot, make sure that you always reference the property address and any application numbers that are assigned to you in the email, in the subject line and the body, as is preferred. Therefore, it really speeds up our process on being able to look up your records and give you a quick response. That is it for the overview of the business location approval process. We do have a frequently asked questions section, So you make sure you view that if you have some basic questions. I'm going to be uploading more videos on specific questions that I get pretty often and routinely. These are some quick links to our online flowchart. There's PDF forms, which we are really discouraging people from using, and using the online forms because they're much more efficient and effective for us to process, and it allows people to submit applications on any device, whether on your cell phone, your tablet, or your PC, and it allows us to minimize mistakes and have a quicker review process and not have to worry about handwriting errors and reading the handwriting that are sometimes not legible. All right, so with that, that's it for this video here. Till next time. Bye.